Many countries in the world experience imperialism when they were taken over by a more powerful country.
There's no leader in Africa right now who's the caliber of Gaddafi or caliber of Kwame Nkrumah. We have midgets running around as leaders, intellectually I mean. No one. Mbeki was almost there, but not really. Kwame Nkrumah, Ben Bella. What did Kwame Nkrumah say? We as Ghanaians are prepared to surrender our sovereignty in part or in total in pursuit of African unity. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked to the independence of the rest of the African continent. Ben Bella, what did he say? Let us die a little so that Rhodesia can be free. Let us die a little so that South Africa can be free. These were visionaries. So what I'm emphasizing is that their vision was way ahead of his time.
In the late 18th century, life in Europe and America changed dramatically.
We've been artificially divided into small states. The famous Berlin Conference, 1884. So with colonialism came our division into small, and I would say in several instances, unviable states. And the whole idea of independence, political independence, national liberation, was to gain political independence and then to unite as a continent, as a people, so that we can begin reorganizing our society to eradicate poverty and lack. That was the original plan. So we must never delink in our minds those of us who are promoting unification of the continent.
Some people may not understand what you mean when you discuss American imperialism. Could you describe for them what you're talking about?
It's very good. Imperialism is a system where a country goes to rape and exploit another country by taking out the resources of that country, making those resources come to the motherland, which they call the motherland, the exploiting country. That country there will now manufacture goods, sell back the same goods to the country at another price, at a higher price. Let me give you an example. When the great son of Africa, Kwame Nkrumah, was president of Ghana, you know, cocoa was the base. The British used to take the cocoa out at a very low price, make chocolate, sell chocolate at high prices all over the world, even sell it back in Ghana at high prices, and there was nothing that they could do about it. So this is what imperialism is. It takes the resources out, it robs them, and it exploits the exploited and the labor of the people, getting them out and at high prices. Of course, the best example is Zambia, South Africa, with our diamonds. It's our diamonds. We go into the ground, we die to pull those diamonds out, and when we pull them out, they go through Israel and then are sold in 42nd Street, on Brussels, everywhere else, and we get absolutely nothing, and it's our diamonds. Imperialism will be destroyed.
That time, these things are the things that I bumbleclad talk about, and when I get so fucking upset, I don't bother bloodclad talk English bumbleclad grammar, cause them things that get me very bumbleclad upset, seeing, and all because, you know why? I am not singing darling, I bloodclad love you, and come shake my rascal, and I swim the ocean and climb the mountain, seeing, and that not going to change me. Saying because I am going to kill the fuckery out there, and people is going to be in demand for the truth. People is sick and tired of hearing bumbleclad get down, shake your fucking booty. Saying people is sick and tired of hearing darling, I bloodclad love you. You turn on the fucking radio 24 bumbleclad hours a day. You hear darling, I love you. A man singing.
A whole nation, a whole continent cannot live forever on aid.
Africa is a continent which is rich in mineral resources, but the mineral wealth of Africa is not being utilized to lift its people out of poverty.
It's interesting, we heard from the minister of DRC, what's wrong with your country? Well, we don't even start by saying The King of Belgium created a slave colony for 30 years. The government of Belgium ran the slave colony for another 40 years. The CIA assassinated your first popular leader, Mr. Lumumba, and then installed another dictatorship for the next 30 years. And then Glencore and others now suck out your cobalt without giving you tax income. We don't reflect on that. We say, what's wrong with you? Why don't you govern properly?
Une lutte en laquelle nous n'avons ménagé ni nos forces, ni nos privations, ni nos souffrances, ni notre sang. Nous avons connu le travail harassant, exigé en échange de salaires de misère. Nous avons connu les ironies, les insultes, les coups que nous devions subir matin, midi et soir parce que nous étions des nègres.
The word imperialism comes from the term empire. Imperialism refers to the practice of domination of one country by another in order to expand territory, power, and influence. This usually is carried with the idea of cultural superiority on the part of imperialists judging the way of life, traditions, and beliefs of those colonized as inferior and worthy of replacement.
New Ghana, and chiefs cheerfully meaningless relics of the old Ghana, but adding solemnity to the moment of national self-congratulation. And finally, Dr. Nkrumah himself, Assajevo the president, in vice-regal motorcar and sunny mood. This was his dam. He'd borrowed the money, approved the plans, all but built it. Problems were for another day. Budget day, in point of fact, in a fortnight's time, when Ghanaians will learn that they're drastically overspent. But not on the dam, on other, less easily justifiable projects. The dam will pay for itself by the sale of power.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world of contradictions. These contradictions, however, keep the world going. Let me explain what I mean. Ghana is a small but very dynamic, independent African state. We are trying to reconstruct our economy and to build a new, free, and equal society. To do this, we must attain control of our own economic and political destinies. Only thus can we create higher living standards for our people and free them from the legacies and hazards of a colonial past and from the encroachments of neo-colonialism.
Neo-colonialism, meaning American investment in Africa. His audience knew it was a bad thing. Assajevo had just published a book attacking it. Odd, though, there was American investment in this dam. A further irony, it was that book which made it necessary for Mrs. Nkrumah to open the dam instead of Mrs. Kennedy, as Dr. Nkrumah had hoped. The American government were annoyed by the book and advised Mrs. Kennedy not to go. The fiction that she'd be there was maintained till the last moment, but in the end it was Mrs. Nkrumah who unveiled a plaque marked, "Unveiled by Mrs. Jacqueline Kennedy." With Mr. Kaiser, engineering and aluminium king, the president then came forward to switch on lights. Mr. Kaiser had spoken, but hadn't explained the other major oddity of the Volta scheme, that the power is to be used to smelt processed bauxite into aluminium, and the processed bauxite is being imported, although Ghana runs over with raw bauxite. But when the lights came on, and the fireworks, these oddities were forgotten in the glow.
forces arrayed against us are, and I use the word most carefully, formidable. They are entrenched and powerful. They are, as I've taken some pains to explain, they operate in worldwide combinations at all levels: political, economic, military, cultural, educational, social, and trade. And not all, and through intelligence, cultural, and information services. They operate from European and African centers, using agents who, I'm ashamed to say, are often unpatriotic sons of Africa, buying personal satisfactions with the